market as well as those originating from non-India market, foreign markets? And how do you deploy technologies to increase efficiency at various levels in your own IPs of manufacturing, in distribution channel, in supply chain, and you are serving the children.
Right.
Kids are very smart.
Right.
So how you take advantage of technologies for all the stakeholders? Thanks.
So as of now, I think as of December this year, our revenue splits has been approximately, I'll give you the exact number, but 39 crores is coming from India, another 11 crores approximately is coming from outside of India. And now going to technology. So we are into the toys business currently. Right now, what we, both myself and Mustafa, we are thinking is that kids are already into this mobile phone and all of that. They are already, engaged with that kind of a exposure to tech per se. The kind of products what we are creating currently is not heavy tech products. These are basically simple products, simple to use, like mechanical flash. If you go to the big retail toy chains across India, I can't name them currently, but you see the dogs and cats walking in front of the stores. So those come from our side. So what we are trying to build is a brand which can emotionally connect with the kids per se. And right now we have not thought of any tech in our portfolio as of now, but it's in mind. But even if we create something, it will be basically to teach them something more without getting them engaged into that screen kind of a thing. So that is very clear from us. What is the second question, sir? You had? I've answered all? Okay.
Yeah, with respect to the 22% from global operations. And with respect to your questions on technology, there are various ways where the technology can come into play, like content development, picture media, etc., etc. But that is not yet being prepared in the DRHP, put in the DRHP.
Sir, is this name Strider a foreign name or an Indian name, and how did you get about it?
So it's an Indian name only. When myself and Mustafa, we were starting off the company, we thought of why striders basically. That every year we have to stride ahead. So that was the simple, basis of me keeping that company name. In fact, it was Mustafa's idea to keep that company name, and
Also, what was the reason? It was a state of mind. We were struggling at that time, so it is like stride against struggle.
In fact,
So that's why Striders as a name came into the play.
Like, because I quit my job, etc. Then COVID hit in that point of time, and we were like, what next? In the sense, we need to put a name which can actually, move ahead, forward-looking kind of a name.
You said about giving franchise or branding. Have you got your own franchise from Walt Disney?
Right now, we have big brands. I would mention that we have most of the licenses from big brands currently.
No, are you a master franchise holder?
No, it's not franchise, sir. It is licensing. So what we do is, from the licensor, we take the license, then we develop the entire product line. We design, we take approvals from the licensor, and then we distribute. Kind of, you can say.
So what,
for a particular category.
you're not dealing directly with Walt Disney?
We deal with all the major licensing studios directly, but again, when you take the license, you take it for a certain product category development. So that's how we use the international IP and develop different products across different product categories and then launch it at retail.
Yeah, I think your question, Walt Disney, yes, we have the license.
Yeah.
Walt Disney.
So one thing, a company called Hanum Toys came into the market almost 10 years back.
Right.
That is the period.
Right.
Leo Mattel Toys, which is a very big name, they never went into soft. They were only a hard toys.
Right.
So doesn't that frighten you that what kind of a market we are going to face?
No, in fact, soft toys is one of the big markets. In fact, when Hanum was there, at that point of time, I was at MyBBXL. So Hanum was a competition. So I think the license which Hanum had, we took it over when I was in my previous company. So I've been in the plush space since more than 18 years. In fact, I started my journey in the toy arena with plush as my core business, where we were representing all the major licensed brands. Plus, we were also having our own IP for generic plushes. So plush is an area which is of utmost comfort level to us. In fact, that's why if you see Pugs at Play also, the brand which we have created is in the mechanical plush space, because plush is such a huge category globally that and again, like my experience, Kumar's experience. Kumar was a buyer at Hamleys and various other international retail brands. So I think both our experiences combined, we know exactly what kind of plush to make, what kind of plush to launch in the market at what price points. And this is the category which we started our career in toys. So I think Hanum was a very different example. They went more into the textile space, which was like, barring.
They were both into textile and.
Yeah, but I think towards the end, the large part of the business was coming from the textile part of the business and less from toys.
They couldn't make a headway.
Yes, so for
That's
us.
the problem. They had the licenses, they had everything.
Yeah.
But they failed.
Yeah, and also another thing is that they had the license for specific for Indian market. If you see our entire company profile, we have our own IPs. And again, both myself and Kumar, we have aspirations of taking our IPs to the global market because that is where the larger opportunity is. In fact, Pugset Play, which is our own brand, we are already present in more than 20 plus countries. So again, we never wanted to restrict ourselves only to India and Middle East. I think from the start, we have always had global aspirations, and that's how we have gone ahead with this journey.
Last question: how do you control the unorganized sector?
So
Because all these products are available virtually at a very, you can go even to the rural areas to find these soft toys are available.
So again, unorganized segment is something which is definitely a big threat, not only to us but to overall toy market.
That's what I'm saying.
You cannot control it much, to be honest. But again, when you take licensed brands into your portfolio, I think the big advantage what you have there is that a lot of large format retailers in our country will never entertain any kind of a product which is not licensed or which is not coming from the legitimate segment. So I think that's where we have a big opportunity because in India,
in the organized distribution.
yeah, organized distribution is growing in India. There are a lot of big brands, opening large format stores in the country, and I think that itself is a big opportunity for us in that organized space.
In fact, one more thing is like as parents are evolving, kids are evolving, like generations after generations, they are buying more quality for their kids rather than quantity. Right now, obviously there are double income single kid parents and all of that. So there's a lot of spend happening on the kids arena. But again, they're also looking at quality per se. So that will change eventually when things move forward in coming years. You'll see that more quality consciousness will also come into the Indian play, like what we have in the global areas as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Lokesh Shastri, acquisition of funds, including development of product development, IP development.
So though I have explained this, so again I would like to touch upon 10 crore we are going to use it for Indian operation, that's the working capital requirement, and then 4.5 crore for FJET LLC, that is the company which is based out of UAE, and 6.5 crore for another subsidiary of this thing. All this total put together, 21 crore is going to be utilized for the working capital requirement. Apart from that, 3 crore is the term loan which they have with one of the NBFC. So that 3 crore is going to be used for that. Remaining is going to be used for the, depending upon the total issue size, whatever we will be finally hitting, rest will go to the general product purpose and issue expenses.
Any funds being used for expansion of different products or IP development?
As of now, it is not yet taken into account.
Okay, what IPs you already have, and could you elaborate a little on how you do the IP development? Is there any research center? Is there any percentage that you spend for IP?
So as of now, what we do is basically both myself and Mustafa, since we come from the same background, toys. Like I come from a complete retail side of working, where I have worked with brands like Hamleys, Reliance Retail, Future Group, etc. So we are closely associated with the retail. In fact, when we travel abroad, we check out the trends, what kind of trends are picking up, etc. What is the kind of flow, what is coming inside, and that's how we start developing product lines for the future. Now, if you see mechanical plush as a category, this is Pugset Play, our own master brand. When we conceptualized this whole product, it was basically that, my and Mustafa's thought was that kids love two things, vehicles and animals. And we entered the animal space with the mechanical plush. Now the idea is basically to, have an entire range of mechanical plush, so that when a retailer comes to us, he sees the entire solution with him there. So obviously the plan is basically to strengthen this, like what we also showed in the presentation, with more strong content, etc., and get kid emotionally engaged to our brand. Once the kid emotionally gets hooked onto your brand, then it's pretty easy for us to grow the brand. In fact, we have already shown that success in India, and we have also distributing that in Middle East. So we have seen that success now, and we'll be replicating that globally as well.
Great. Are you using any technology for distribution purposes to analyze the demand, and then you're an asset-light model, so you might be wanting to understand the forecast the demand, and any kind of software you are using or artificial intelligence to understand that these are the trends that are happening?
Currently, all the MISs what we currently create is on Excel. Basically, we analyze the Excel, we focus the demands, we see what kind of sales are happening, what are the kind of lead times, what it will take for us to develop and manufacture the products, and on that basis currently we are estimating all of that. But yes, this is one of the points which we'll be implementing in terms of getting a good software on board, so that reports etc. become very easy for us.
Hello, this is Babita from Times Global
Yes,
News. My question is, what differentiates Riders Impex Limited from its competitors in the industry?
So, ma'am, I think both myself and Mustafa are very clear in terms of the differentiation what we will have against the competitors. We are not product providers. We don't call ourselves as product providers. We call ourselves as solution providers. So, in whichever category currently we are present, be it the back-to-school category where we provide school bags, lunch boxes, water bottles, or be it the mechanical plush category, or be it the plush category, or be it girls' accessories, what we mentioned with girlies, we provide an entire width and depth of merchandise, where the retailer, if he comes to us, he will find an entire solution. वो हमारे पास सिर्फ 2 किचन सेट के लिए या एक सॉफ्ट टॉय के लिए नहीं आ रहा है, वो आ रहा है कि ठीक है इनके पास पूरा की पूरा एक स्टोरी है जो कि once I purchase it from them, my entire store will be sorted. So we provide end-to-end solutions. We provide all the ends, whatever details they need in terms of the pricing, etc. So the retailer doesn't have to think too much about that. Because I come from a retail background and Mustafa is specialized in distribution, we understand that part of the business, and that's how we put across ourselves as a solution provider in categories.
Also, I think one of the big differentiator factor is also, like Kumar rightly mentioned, we are into multiple product categories, and within those categories, we are a one-stop solution for majority of the retail players in India. Now, there are not many companies in India, who do so many different product categories across both licensed and own brand portfolio. So we are one of the very few companies who does that. Also, I feel a strong in-house designing and product development team, helps us to roll out products faster. Because this is an experienced team which has been with us for more than 18 years. So I had this team in my earlier company as well. The same team has moved here at Striders. So the team what we have on the product side, on the designing side, it helps us to roll out any new IPs or new categories at a much faster speed. So speed to the market is also one of the advantages what we have versus our competition.
What are your expansion plans domestically and internationally?
So ma'am, domestically we also, I don't know if I can give that kind of a statement, but probably when we are entering value segment as well, we'll be entering value segment as well. But internationally, I think we have already presented that we have already formed Striders Hub, which is the Middle East UAE subsidiary. We take care of the Middle East side of the business. Like in India, we do direct distribution. We sell to direct retailers, to direct distributors, etc. In Middle East as well, we have opened an office where we supply to retailers directly and the distributors directly across the region. So that is one part of the expansion plan. The second part of the expansion plan is Striders FZLNC, which will take care of the global side of the business. So we are participating in the global toy fairs currently, like Nuremberg, New York, etc., etc. So there we are appointing global distributors for our brands in different countries. So that is another part of the expansion, global expansion what we currently have. In India, we will be continuing to expand categories into Tier 2, Tier 3 cities as well. Currently, as we mentioned, we are present in mid-premium and premium kind of a segment. But we will also enter those kind of categories once we have the funds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, hi. While you mentioned you are making your presence with distributors and all, but Amazon's online presence with Amazon, Flipkart, Alibaba, are you not making your presence there?
So, like I said, that one of the channel of distribution for us is also e-commerce and quick commerce. So we supply to almost all the major e-commerce players which you just mentioned. And besides that, also you think of any quick commerce major players and we are there. So I think another thing is that we are focusing our product portfolios also accordingly. So, for example, offline is a big channel of distribution for us, and now both offline and online, have to exist at the same time. So I think what we do also within our product portfolio is that we curate a specialized range for online, so that range is sold only online and not in the offline channels. So we are trying to protect our offline partners also, because usually when you sell your products online, there is heavy discounting which impacts offline retail, especially the Kinara format stores. So as a strategy, what we are doing and what we will be doing is curating a specialized range for online, so that it doesn't impact our offline distribution channel as well.
So currently, obviously, the online spaces where we currently are, it's selling at more or less, at a similar price, because it will directly impact the offline distributors. So that's, I think Mustafa obviously put it correctly, that's our strategy going forward in terms of creating a different curated range. Yes, ma'am.
When are you planning to launch the board games in India, and you also have a network of school consultants?
Ma'am, as of now, we had launched Minds at Play in Middle East. As of now, it's not in plan to launch board games immediately. And currently, from a school perspective, no, we have not thought of the institutional side of that, the school side as of now.
Yeah, that's another,
But yeah, that's a big
another
opportunity.
potential and bigger opportunity, having institutional selling. But that is not a channel which we have explored at the moment. But probably in the future we may explore that part of the business as well. Because it again requires a dedicated team, because it's a separate channel of distribution altogether.
Sure. And how much of your production is being done in India versus China?
Right now it's almost 50-50.
For India, yes, it's more or less 50-50. But for global, more or less we supply from our China supply chain.
Yeah.
In a sense, because still China prices are aggressive, and unfortunately customers, they also look at price at some point of time.
And are you any plans to acquire any homegrown Indian licensees?
As of now, no.
Sir, all your soft toys are international theme, with the comic caricatures and all. So, Indian you are planning or not in future?
So Indian factory. So we are making all the soft toys in the Indian factory only currently.
For example, like Chota Bhim is there, which is very popular.
Just like more
licensing,
Indian
more
IPs.
licensing.
At this point of time, no. But like I said, that if there is any other potential Indian IP which becomes big and which appeals to the plush category segment, we may explore it.
Thank you. Thank you. And what is the present order book, domestic and international?
I don't think we can it's not mentioned. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
What is the price category? I mean, when you say premium, so in industry, what is the minimum and what is your price category?
So I think mass is 99 rupees, 149 rupees, 199 rupees, 249, 299 kind of price point mostly. Our average is much above that. So that's why we say mid-premium and premium kind of a category. If you see to tier 2, tier 3 cities, the mass happens at that kind of a price point. So we are much above that kind.
I'll give one. These are placed as a secondary placement in jackets or suits.
Correct.
So that that connection gets an emotional connection. The customers buy, shopper buys that.
Right. Absolutely.
Any more questions?
These are placed as a secondary placement in jackets or suits.
Correct.
So that that connection gets an emotional connection. The customers buy, shopper buys that.
Right. Absolutely.
Any more questions?